Hello everybody, welcome to my 200 subscriber special. Thank you all so much for this, which means a lot and I could not have done it without you. Anyway, I present to you the history of the Class 43 HST. In the early 1970s, the British Railway Board made the decision to replace its mainline express diesel traction. Financial limitations were tight, so mass electrification was not possible. As a result, a new generation of high-speed diesel trains had to be developed. Experience with the high-speed Class 55 Deltic locomotives had shown that a low axle weight was essential to avoid damage to the track at sustained high speed, and that high-speed engines were the only way to provide good enough power-to-weight ratios for diesel. To power up the HST at 125 miles an hour, 201 kilometers, each power car had a diesel engine. The 12-cylinder Paxman Valenta, running at 1,500 RPM and developing 2,200 bhp. The 70-ton weight of the power gave it a 17.5-ton per axle loading. The prototype set was developed at the Railway Technical Centre in Derby. The power cars had been constructed by British Rail Engineering Limited's Crew Works and the British Rail Mark III's passenger cars by BREL, Derby Litchurch Lane Works. The engine used in the prototype power cars was the Paxman Valenta 12RP 200 litre, which developed 2,250 horsepower. The electrical equipment was supplied by Brush. The power cars had a main driver's position at one aerodynamically shaped end, with the other flat gangwayed end and having an auxiliary driving position for shunting purposes. The two prototype power cars emerged from the works in June and August 1972, which were initially numbered 41001 and 41002. But after a short period, the entire set, including the pattern coaches, became reclassified as a diesel electrical multiple unit. British Rail Class 252. The power cars were given coaching stock numbers 43000 and 43001. After providing trials on the eastern region, the prototype high-speed diesel train HSDT was transferred to the western region, where it deployed on Paddington Bristol Western Supermare services. In May 2011, the National Rail Museum (NRM) announced the remaining HST prototype power car 43001 would undergo full restoration work. A long-term loan was agreed between the National Rail Museum and the 125 Group of volunteers for the locomotive and the Paxman Valenta RP 200-litre engine. The replacement engine, number S508, was required as the original Valenta engine, number S183, had been sectioned for display purposes. The S508 engine was lifted into the locomotive at Neville Hill TND on the 29th of June 2012. The loan agreement ended in November 2019 and 41001 returned to the National Rail Museum. In order to facilitate a mainline move, the Class 41 prototype HST power car 41001 was re-registered as a Class 43-9 locomotive, with the number 43000. It is the only locomotive in this subclass. The design was successful and led to production orders being placed for similar trains for the Western, Eastern, Scottish and London Midland regions. The production power cars featured a redesigned front end without conventional buffers, although a rigid drawbar can be used to connect a HST to an ordinary locomotive. Following the introduction of the production HSC sets, the prototype unit was withdrawn, the power cars passing to Research Division at Derby. Of the 10 prototype coaches, 2 were adapted for use in the Royal Train, 5 were modified for use with the production HSTs, and 3 were transferred to departmental stock. The 197 power cars produced are numbered 43002 to 43198. 43001 was applied to the second of the 2 prototype power cars, while the first of the pair, now preserved and operational at the Grand Central Railway in Nottingham, but has been since returned to the National Rail Museum, became 43000, which is unusual because British Rail TOPS classification numbered its locomotives from 001 upwards. This was because it was not at the time classified as a locomotive. In 1987, as electrification of the East Coast Main Line was underway, British Rail realised that the new Mark IV carriages for the Class 89 and 91 locomotives were not going to be finished in time for the introduction of electric services on the East Coast Main Line. So, in late 1987, a total of 8 Eastern Region power cars numbers 43 013, 014, 065, 067, 068, 080, 084, 123 conversions on 43 014 123 were carried out at the Derby Engineering Development Unit, whilst the other 6 43 013 065 067 068 084 080 and 084 were converted by the diesel repair shop at Stratford to have the lower balancing removed and buffers fitted. After being fitted with buffers, these power cars began to work as surrogate DBTs, driving van trailers, to work with the Class 91s and 89. The locomotives, working with conventional Mark III stock, worked on the line between 1987 and 1991. When the last Class 91 locomotive entered service, as well as buffers being fitted to those power cars, special remote control equipment was also added to the locomotive, so they could be controlled by the locomotive at the front. Once these locomotives left DBT duties, the remote equipment was removed. After privatisation, these power cars joined the Virgin Trains fleet, working both Virgin Cross Country and Virgin Trains West Coast routes, where they displaced local hauled stock. All the units were repainted from their original intercity colours to the Virgin red livery. Later, Virgin Trains withdrew the HSTs when new Class 220 and 221 units were delivered, and nearly all of these power cars went to storage at Long Marsden. After years of storage, several of the power cars were bought by Midland Mainline to be part of the Project Rio, special services running from London St Pancras to Manchester, while major engineering works were undertaken on the West Coast Main Line. These units were kept in debranded Virgin Trains livery throughout their time with Midland Mainline, and put back into storage when Project Rio had finished in 2006. 43013 and 43014 joined Network Rail's new measurement train in 2003 and have continued to work with the services ever since. Both of these units have now had MTU engines fitted. 43080 was leased to GNR as a one-off power car, working as a spare unit that could easily be called for if a HST failed. Most of its time with GNR was based at Craigietiny Yard in Edinburgh and was painted into GNR colours. This locomotive's lease ended in 2006 when it was returned to storage at Long Marsden. In 2007, as you can see on the screen, Grand Central took an interest in the stored power cars and amalgamated them into its fleet of 3 HST sets, in total 43065, 067, 068, 080, 084 and 123 were bought by the company and now run high-speed and used to run high-speed services, between Sunderland and London King's Cross. HSTs 43084 and 43123 were the final operational Paxman Valenta cars, being re-engined in 2010 with the MTU treatment. While at work to be re-engined, Grand Central added the orange stripes that appear on its Class 180 units, repainted the front ends making them look like non-buffered HSTs, renumbered the power cars into the 400s. These are the current numbers: 43465, 43067, 43468 and 43480, 43484, 43423. British Rail experimented with the Marley's Blackstone MB190 engines in 4 Western Region examples of the HST, 43167 and 43170, between 1987 and 1996. But this experiment was unsuccessful and the standard Paxman Valenta engines reinstalled. These 4 locomotives have since all been re-engined with the MTU 16V 4000 engines. As you can see on the screen, this is the engine of 43016 with a MTU engine. Paxman began development of the Valenta successor, the VP185. In 1987, the suggestion that British Rail participate in a trial of the new VP185 engine in the IC125 was first mooted in January 1991, and a formal agreement for the trial was signed in 1993. A qualifying requirement for the trial was that the engine should undergo a British Rail type test, which carried out between December 1993 and February 1994. The test involved completion of 3,000 cycles, each of 10 minutes duration, with 4 minutes at the maximum power of 2,611 kW and 6 minutes at idle, simulating the typical on-off nature of an IC125 duty. The test was much more severe than operational duty, where the train operates a maximum of 1,678 kW. The successful reviews of the test cleared the way for the installation of a VP185 in Powercar 43-170 at Plymouth Lara Depot for in-service trials in the summer of 1994. The Powercar 43-170 entered service on 22nd of September 1994. 43-170 was given the nameplate Edward Paxman. During the late 1990s, 25 HST power cars were re-engined with the Paxman 12 VP 185-litre engines in order to improve fuel consumption and reduce emissions. The last VP 185 engine to be manufactured at Paxman's Colchester Works was dispatched from the factory on the 15th of September 2003 as part of a programme to convert 14 Midland mainline power cars to VP 185 engines. To supplement the 4 already converted during 1994/1995, and this led to 43 43, 45, 48, 50, 552, 55, 60, 61, 72, 73, 76, 82 joining 43, 47, 59, 74, 75 of this engine type. Today, there are no production power cars fitted with a Paxman Valenta engine, although the 125 group have reinstalled a Paxman Valenta in the surviving prototype power car 43-001, formerly 43-000. At the time of recording this, the current liveries for the Class 43 HST and the amount they have is Abellio ScotRail with 53, Colas Rail with 2, Cross Country with 13, East Midlands Railway with 18. That is wrong, I know. East Midlands have 2, I think. GWR with 34, Locomotive Service Limited with 5, Network Rail with 3, Off Lees/Stored is 61, Preserved is 5, and Scrapped is 3. The most recent transfer livery is this East Midlands 43-102. This was transferred from its old tomato livery, as people called it, into the old Intercity Swallow livery. Many train enthusiasts enjoy this livery as it brings back fond memories of when this train was first released. Right then, thank you all for watching this video on the Class 43. Beautiful locomotive, everybody loves it. If you do, then I don't know you anymore. I'm joking. Please, if you do enjoy, then please subscribe and leave a like. It does help a lot, and you might just see some more like this. Thank you all who sent in photos to make the video. Thank you for 200 subscribers. It means a lot, and you don't know what I mean by a lot, to be honest, but yeah, it does. Hopefully, maybe 300 in the next year or so. Who knows? Yeah, this isn't the end. Please enjoy my compilation of the Class 43 HST.
Mm-hmm.